together for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties. But now wait a minute, I'm talking about America, sweet America. You know, God done shed his grace on thee. He crowned our good. Yes, he did. Heavy brotherhood from sea to shining sea. You know, I wish I had somebody to help me sing this. America, America, I love you, America. You see, my God, he done shed his grace on thee. Oh, Lord, I thank you, Lord.
Okay, let's get started, Heather. So welcome to everybody. We're back. We're meeting in 2021. We still have probably a few more months of meeting on Zoom. But I know that some of you have been fortunate enough to get your vaccination. You'll be able to get your second one soon. Hopefully over the next couple of months, the majority of people will be vaccinated. And we can start thinking about getting back together in small groups and being together and working together. And I can't tell you how much I miss that. Next slide. The events of Wednesday need a little bit of attention. The National Guard is staying active in DC, and you know, this probably isn't over. So on Wednesday, we woke up to the great news that Reverend Warnock had won in Georgia, and it was imminent that John Ossoff would also win. And we were celebrating, and then we got the news that Merrick Garland was going to be Attorney General, and we continued celebrating. And then we got the news that our country was under attack. There's no other way to say this other than there was an act of war in our nation's capital by Trump supporters. There is no other way to say this. At some point, they removed the American flag from the Capitol and replaced it with a Trump flag. And that is why we can say it was an act of war. That is why we know that this wasn't just a bunch of hijinks like they're trying to paint it. Trump led this. Well, not led, because he doesn't lead anything, but he caused this. He said to them, "I'll see you there." And obviously his bone spurs kept him from actually going. But he said, "I will see you there." And they went. And we're all getting reports of some of the really horrific things that happened there. I haven't been able to substantiate them all, but so far, every single disgusting rumor has been true. There were 5 deaths, 4 of those insurrectionists and 1 cop. this was war. I wish I could be more eloquent about this. I wish I could say things that would be helpful, but I can't. We're under attack, and we're under attack by Trump supporters. Now, they're spinning it as this was Antifa. I'm sure that you've seen that. This was the Democrats, George Soros paid. This is Antifa. Antifa, I will remind you, stands for anti-fascists. This was the opposite of anti-fascist. This was pro-fa. This was pro-fascism. And they were there for a purpose. And they were public about their purpose. They talked about it, in their crazy little right-wing nut job groups. Their purpose was to go there, to overthrow the Capitol, to round up people who were against Trump, including Mike Pence, and execute them. This was their plan. And they darn near got away with it. But now if you continue to go to these same crazy nutwing places like I do, you'll see that they're saying that was just a dry run. That was just a dress rehearsal. January 20th is where it all happens. And January 20th is the inauguration, of course. QAnon calls it the storm. And we've been reading, the storm is coming, the storm is coming. This is what they meant. And they're still saying the storm is coming. So be careful. We are surrounded by people who, in the middle of this, had a rally supporting Trump, which, that's not tacit approval of what happened. That's full-throated approval of what happened. And now they are planning another rally on January 20th, which is when the actual show is going to happen, according to them. Be vigilant. People who are still flying a Trump flag are saying they're okay with what happened on Wednesday. People who are still wearing their MAGA hat and their Trump shirts they're in support of what happened on Wednesday. And they're here. They live here. They're among us. Try to avoid them. Try to be safe. Try to get through this. And, we'll continue to keep you informed as everything plays out. But be careful. There's crazies out there, and they live here with us. And I don't want to give these people any more attention. They're terrorists. I don't like to name names. I don't like to give attention to terrorists. So I'm hoping not to have to say an awful lot more about this, but we'll keep you informed as needed. Let's go on to the next slide. So when we do Zoom meetings, it's nice to have your phone with you. So as a slide goes by and there's information that you want, you can just take a picture of the slide, and then you'll have the phone number and all that sort of information, because we have a few things coming up here that you might want to keep copies of. Okay, next. So this we put together, I got it actually from Michelle Lupowitz's Facebook. Before the insurrection, when Trump was calling Georgia and saying, I just need another 11,780 votes, find them for me. I thought this was hysterical. Call your bank, tell your bank, you just need another 11,780 more dollars. And everybody at the bank must have counted wrong because it's not in your account. Give that a try. Let me know how that goes. Today, later on today, is the election for Florida Democratic Party chair. Terry Rizzo is not seeking re-election. There are actually only 5 candidates left. Dr. Janelle Christensen dropped out. One of the remaining 5 people later today will be elected to the Florida Democratic Party chair. You and I don't have votes in that. It's a weighted system, which is not terribly democratic, if you ask me. This is Ellen. Say hello to Ellen. It's a weighted system. So the counties, the larger counties with the more Democrats get more votes than small counties like Sumter. And so it ends up being 3 or 4 counties really get to choose who our next chair is. We'll send out an announcement once that election is complete. Oh, Chris Anderson is saying Wes Hodge and Nikki Barnes dropped out as well. I did not hear that. Okay, so we're down to Manny Diaz, Dr. Cynthia Chestnut, and Ione Townsend. Is that right, Chris? I think that must be right. Okay, so we'll see what happens from there. And then, as I say, we'll send out an announcement so you know who the next chair is. Okay, let's go on. So Wednesday started off really well. Reverend Warnock and John Ossoff, both duly elected through the state of Georgia to the United States Senate. That gives us 50-50 with our Vice President Kamala Harris. She will be the tiebreaker. We have control of the Senate, we have control of the House, and we will have control of the White House. This means we can finally get some work done. This means that Mitch McConnell doesn't get to just stack bills up on his desk. Chuck Schumer will be the majority leader. This is all really, really excellent news. When I woke up on Wednesday, I was so excited that I invited everyone over to my house to skip. I wanted to go skipping up and down the street and be happy. And then I got a lot of emails about skipping is not good for some people who have knee replacements or hip replacements. And so I said, well, come over and we'll twirl. It'll be a great day. And then I learned all about vertigo and other things that people can't twirl. So there wasn't really that much of a celebration. And it certainly didn't last very long. But as of noon on January 20th, the world will start to make sense again. And so congratulations to Reverend Warnock and John Ossoff. Those were some pretty hard fought campaigns. And I'm thrilled to have them. Let's do the next one. Okay, we're having a Let's Get Together golf cart caravan January 21st, the day after the inauguration. Most people wanted to stay home and watch the inauguration, and I'm also one of those people. So we will try to get together on January 21st. It's really going to depend on the events of the days leading up to that. One thing I am never, ever, ever going to do is have an event where anyone's at risk. If the Trump people continue to cause problems, if there are altercations, if there are threats, we may not do this. So stay tuned. We will keep you informed. We'll find another way to celebrate. But there's absolutely no reason for us to go out there and put ourselves at risk because they're feeling sulky about losing a campaign badly. So stay watching the website and we'll let you know about that. Okay, let's make sure Alan Ellison is here. That's unfortunate. Meanwhile, so what can I tell you about Alan Ellison? I know that he was the one selected to run for Congress in 2018 after, and now I'm going to blank on the woman's name. We had a candidate who unfortunately passed away weeks before the election. Her name was on the ballot. They had a quick primary to choose someone to take her spot, and Alan Ellison was the one who was elected or chosen to sit on the primary. And he actually did quite well with the fact, he wasn't on the ballot and he had 28 days to stage a U.S. House race. I've heard he's a very good speaker. He's very bright. He's very, very forward thinking, quite progressive. And so, okay, Cliff, thank you. So Cliff has put in the copy paste from his website into the chat, so you can read more about him. I know his wife is a doctor. I know that education is paramount to him. He could very well be a good candidate, but I guess we'll find that out on another day. This is a interesting speaker that the Lake County UU is putting on. I've read an excerpt now of the book, Zebra, Lost and Found Between Two Races. She's a good writer. It's an interesting topic. I think that you would enjoy hearing this. And so take a picture of the slide with your cell phone so you have the information. But register at lakecountyuu.net. And we try to find interesting things that you can do.
The Democratic Women's Club next Saturday on Zoom is going to have Rebecca Jones, the whistleblower against DeSantis, the scientist who was keeping the statistics on COVID and who was fired when she refused to manipulate the stats. She spoke at our Democratic Women's Club live on Zoom, and she was fabulous. So get in touch with us, with Marie Dexter, and if you'd like to get the Zoom, it'll be next Saturday morning on Zoom at 10.
Can you send me the advertising and I will
Sure.
pass that around? That would be
Right, I
great.
will.
I'm
And-
actually, I had heard she was coming, and I got to tell you, I'm kind of surprised her lawyer is letting her do this.
Well,
So
I-
I'm gonna send the link today to, or the information today to Dennis.
okay,
great.
all right,
great.
that's very good. That's good news. Okay,
Because we'd love to share her, and especially with DeSantis running again, any negative stuff we can get out on him, it should make a difference.
okay. That's good. So this was the Democratic Women's Club.
Yeah.
Just because it says women doesn't mean men can't
Oh,
attend.
and we have men members. We don't
That's right.
discriminate.
That's right. We're Democrats. There was one of the insurgents had a taser in his front pocket. And in all the excitement of the breaking and storming into the Capitol, the taser went off and got him in his delicates. And it was painful, so he fell over, which caused the taser to keep tasing him in his delicates until he had a heart attack and died. And I feel terrible for his family that they lost somebody who, went over, hopefully briefly, to the dark side. But that's such poetic justice, man. I'm having trouble being as empathetic as I should be. I see that Ken here is asking what the Republicans have planned between now and the 20th. More insurgency, Ken, more insurgency. They're watching a Dinesh D'Souza movie at Laurel Manor one of these nights. They are gathering in their groups, maskless, cheering on everything that and here's just a quick aside, because I know I have a problem doing quick asides. If ever there was a time to wear a mask, it's when you're storming the Capitol and don't want to be identified. But no, they still can't wear a mask. I saw a couple that had masks around their chins. I'm like, the level of okay, I'm done. That was just a quick rant.
But the inaugural committee and President Biden are doing a candle lighting and bell ringing ceremony around the Lincoln Memorial the night before the inauguration at 5:30 on the 19th. And that's a great chance for us to participate in some way nationally with the night before the inauguration. So it's at 5:30. They're asking cities and towns to light candles and to ring church bells. But for us, for example, in my neighborhood, we're going to be lighting candles and ringing little bells on our front lawns. And so it's something I just wanted to suggest that others might want to participate in, because we can become part of a community that's honoring not just the new inauguration, but they're doing it really in memorial to the people who were lost to COVID-19 and who have been ignored by this administration.
That's wonderful. Okay, and so I'll put this one out too, so everyone has it. That's on the 19th, 5:30. I'll
Right.
get all the information. I'll send it out. Thank you, Jill.
Yeah, Chris, where is the county commissioners meeting on Tuesday and at what time?
It's now meeting at 7 o'clock instead of 5. That's another positive change that this new crew has brought in. At 5 o'clock. Working people could not get there. Now it's at 7 o'clock. It's at Everglades Rec Center. Tuesday, it's at Everglades Rec Center, which is down south of 44.
Right.
And wear your mask. If you go, please God, wear your mask. If you have more information, if you're looking for information, use our emails. If you go to the website, thevillagesdemocrats.com, contact us. All of our emails are there, so you can direct it to the correct person. And if you're not sure who the correct person is, send it to me and I'll send it out. But the more information we have, the more correct, verified information that we have, and the better that we can share this knowledge, the better it's going to be for all of us. And, we're responsible for ourselves, but in the villages, it turns out we're also going to have to be responsible for the other idiots. If they're not going to have their vaccine, we have to make damn sure we get ours. And they'll end up being safe because of us and because we're the good people, right? That's the way that it goes. Okay, so we're going to wrap up. Sorry about Ellison. I'll find out what happens and we'll try to reschedule him. And, stay safe, stay well, stay away from the crazy people. And I probably won't be doing that. So I'll keep you updated as I get into trouble. So it's good to see you. Happy New Year. And we'll see you next month.
To laugh throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gonna celebrate your party with you. Come on. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We're gonna celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on. Yeah. It's your celebration.
to last throughout the years.
So bring your good times and your laughter too.
We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now.